Hey guys, and in today's video I'm going to give you 5 tips that will help boost the quality of your revision. So it's not going to be telling you how to revise, but it's going to tell you how to improve the revision that you're doing. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. The first point is quite long and a lot of people know about it already, but for those who don't, I feel like it's going to be very beneficial for you to know about it. And what it is it's to know what kind of a learner you are. There are 4 categories for learners, and they are auditory, visual, Kinaesthetic and read and write. And what do these mean? An auditory learner is someone that learns through hearing things. So for example, if a teacher is explaining something, they're more understanding when they listen to the information rather than writing down notes or information. So they tend to just like to listen to things and understand it. And you might be an auditory learner if you're good at remembering song lyrics or conversations or anything like that. If you're slow at reading or understanding and analysing graphs or data or maps, then you're more likely to be an auditory learner. A good tip for auditory learners is, instead of flashcards, have flash voice memos. And what these are, which I use a lot, are getting the main bullet points of the revision you're doing and record them on your phone and just keep listening through them. So it's like a flashcard but a sound version, so you just listen through them and understand the points you need. Instead of reading a lot of information, you can also listen to videos, and they just help bring in that information, you know. So if someone's explaining something, you can just listen to them explaining it instead of just reading a textbook for 10 hours or something. The next one is a visual learner. These people are good at seeing information and soaking it in, and they like to highlight things on pages, so when they come to it they can just see what they've highlighted, and the information they can just see it and they can process it. It's good to have visual things, obviously, because you're a visual learner. So flashcards, look through them, have clear textbooks that have information laid out clearly, and just, you know, have diagrams and posters everywhere. So it just keeps on, you just keep, you know, using your visual ability to just soak in information. Also, again, you can watch videos to see how the revision has been practicalized. So a scientific experiment, is good to watch it and understand how it works. And also it's good to, like I said, highlight information on a book or a sheet, and it just, you know, it just shows you the main things you need to know, and you can just sift through them and look at them. The third one is a kinesthetic learner, and these people like to, instead of just hear and ingest the information, they like to get involved and actually do it in order to understand it. So if you wanted to learn how to cook something, rather than reading it, you like to actually do it. So in the process of doing it, you understand it, so you practicalize your revision. They tend to like practical activities like PE or scientific experiments. So when it comes to revision, try and practicalize your revision, like I said, and just make it something you do instead of something you just read or listen to or analyze, because that's going to be very boring for someone that's a kinesthetic learner. You can also make a game out of your flashcards, so instead of just reading information, you can test yourself and say how many you can remember, or how many definitions, or, you know, whatever it is. Just make a game out of it and try and beat your score in the next round. It's also good to have short bursts of revision of, for example, 20 minutes and then take a 5-minute rest and then 20 minutes again, because if you sit down for a long time, you're going to start to get bored and the information is just not going to go in. So, you know, have short bursts of revision, and then when you get tired in the end, then take a break. But 20 minutes, 5 minutes, and then, yeah. It's also good to have music in the background, so it involves a lot more senses than just your eyes. So when you have the music in the background, it gets your ears going, or, you know, tap on the desk or tap your feet if you like to do that. So just use more of yourself instead of just focusing on one thing. The fourth one is a read and write learner, and I think this one's pretty obvious. It's someone that likes to read the information and then write the information, and that's how they learn the best. These type of people like to memorize literal definitions of words or whatever it is they need to remember, and they also like to condense their information into bullet points or short note form. So it'd be good to have reading resources, so textbooks, revision aids, and just go through them and read them and copy the information out shorter on another piece of paper, so you can just condense your information and just understand it better. So you can just read it, write it, read it again, so it's just better. It's also good to go through class notes that you've done, so you can just reread them and that will jog your memory and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. So yeah, I tried to make that as quick as possible, but those are the 4 types of learners, and hopefully you can know which type of a learner you are, and you can apply that to your revision and increase your revision quality. So the second bullet point is time management for revision. A study was done to see the concentration span of students, and it turned out that the average time was 25 minutes. Yours might be more or less, but around 25 minutes, that's when your revision quality starts to decrease, as you can see from this chart. So if you're revising after 25 minutes and you start to feel a bit like, oh, I don't understand this anymore, it's because your brain can't withstand that quality of revision for that period of time. So when you get to 25 minutes, take a 5-minute rest and then start again 25 minutes. So yeah, keep refreshing yourself. Get up, walk around, have a glass of water or something. Just refresh your mind instead of just being stuck in one place, because that can drive you nuts. And then at the end of the day, with all these cycles of revision and stopping, just reward yourself, because it kind of gets your brain in the, I don't know what you call it, but like, I don't know, the dog state. So when it does something good, you treat it, and it gets into this habit of, when I work hard, then I get rewarded at the end, and it just gets you in that habit. So, you know, work for 25 minutes, 5 minutes, like throughout the day, and then at the end of the day, obviously you're not going to revise all day, but at the end of your revision period, just treat yourself, and it's quite a nice thing. The third one is binaural beats, and I use this one a lot. What are binaural beats? Binaural beats are something you listen to, so it's easy and it's effective and it does what you need it to do. So what they are they're two different tones that come from different earphones, and when they come into your ear, your brain makes them into a beat. So they're completely different things, but your brain cleverly mixes them together and creates this beat. So it's cool, yeah, it's pretty cool. So the process is called an auditory brain stem response, and what it is it tricks the brain into getting into the alpha beta state of the mind, and this is where focus and creativity are associated with. So when you're in this state, you're going to be hyper alert and hyper focused when you're revising, and more comes in. So it tricks the brain into getting into this amazing state, and it just does, and you just do it, you know, you don't have to force it, you just listen to it and your brain gets into this amazing state. And this is why I love it, because it's so easy and it's just saves so much time and effort of getting into the mood of revision. So yeah, it gets you into this state of relaxation, and it's just good, and it gets your brain into these profound states. And you don't have to listen to binaural beats, you can just have half-an-hour naps and you'll be in a alpha brainwave state for a period of time. Binaural beats come in many forms and varieties, so whatever you want to achieve, whatever state you want to get in, and you can get into some crazy states. You know, it's like some people say you can use them as an alternative for drugs, but I don't really know if they're that profound. But yeah, they can, you know, if you're stressed out about revision, you can just listen to them and you can become relaxed instantly. The fourth tip, which I found very beneficial for me, was meditation. And basically you just get into this state of no thought, and it's so amazing when you're in it. You basically have no other thoughts apart from what you're doing, because you know you have all these voices and external, you know, chattering going on in your mind, so you're completely present at what you're doing, and it's revision. So you're not gonna be thinking about something in the past or in the future, you're just in the now, and you're just focusing on what you're doing right now. And it's so amazing because it releases all the frustration and just all the pressure, and you just feel so good about what you're doing, and it's pretty good, and I advise a lot of people to do it. It takes a bit of time and dedication to get into these states of relaxation and focus, but once you're in it, you're going to find them so beneficial, not just for revision but for life in general. You're going to feel more relaxed, you're going to feel more present, it's just going to be all good, and you're going to feel better about life and yourself. So yeah, try meditation. It's not for everyone, but yeah, if you can try it, and if it's for you, then why not try it. So the fourth one is practice, and I don't mean practice your revision, but actually practice for the exam in your mind, because your brain is very clever and it's good at recognizing patterns and habits. So if you get into this habit of visualizing what the exam's going to be like, how you're going to be, how you're going to answer the questions, what you're going to feel when you're there, your brain's going to try and replicate that in a real exam. A lot of studies have been done, and what they've realized is your brain can't tell the difference between imagining doing something and actually doing it. And a lot of sports people use this, so they'll go into their mind and they'll imagine doing something, and when they come to actually doing it, they'll realize that they're so much better at it. So use this and practice your exam days, and just imagine what it's going to be and how you're going to be, and your brain's going to try and replicate this for you, and it's going to make you more confident, right? So it feels like you've already done this, and it's not your first time, and it's going to make you more confident and more relaxed, and it's just going to go smoother for you. So yeah guys, those were 5 tips that hopefully will increase the quality of your revision. You know, they're not really how to revise, but they're how to increase your revision quality, and I hopefully you've benefited from it. That was a one-off, and that will be my last exams video, because they're getting quite boring and annoying now, and I don't even want to think about them anymore. But yeah, So I'll be uploading a lot more videos in the future, hopefully one a week, so it's going to be different topics and whatever. Maybe if I feel like writing a spoken word, maybe if I feel like doing a motivation or a public video, it doesn't really matter, you know. I want to be more consistent because I want something to do that's practical and creative, and hopefully YouTube is going to be a platform for me to do that.